Hi again. I had actually meant to discuss this slide at the end of my presentation. I figured I'd talk it through before just completely concluding. But these are just some discussion questions that I thought might be useful to put out there and hopefully like tee up some discussion for the discussion board. And of course, they're not mandatory questions, but if there are any that spark some interesting thoughts for you all who are watching, I thought they might be useful to come together and discuss. And of course, I'd love to hear everyone's thoughts and opinions. One being, what are your thoughts on the significance of French influence and its contribution to psychology gaining recognition as a science, whether you think that contribution was more or less significant? I'd just love to hear what everyone has to share. Also, going back to the interesting parallels or shared ideas behind Pierre Genet's psychological analysis versus Sigmund Freud's psychoanalysis, and considering the many parallels and similarities between these theories. Do you all think that it's acceptable to incorporate another person's ideas into your own theory, or do you think that Genet had a legitimate complaint against Freud in stating that he felt his ideas were stolen? Do you think that more credit is due there? What should there be more of a discussion? How controversial is that to you? I'd just love to hear your thoughts about whether that practice of incorporating another person's ideas into your own theory is acceptable or not. And also, why do you think that Freud went on to become more of a household name with these ideas, while Pierre Genet, who made similar statements, did not necessarily gain as much fame and recognition? The final question is, considering Jean-Martin Charcot's influence as a neurologist and his promotion of psychology as a science of the mind, it's very clear he was sort of enmeshed in neuroscience, and that also significantly contributed to and benefited the field of psychology and psychoanalysis, especially as he collaborated with Pierre Genet. In your opinion, should psychoanalysis and neuroscience be working more closely together? Is it important that experts from these disciplines be collaborating more closely? Do you think that's necessary? Do you think that would be more helpful to the field of psychology overall? And what about other psychotherapeutic methods? Should they lean on a more physiological or neurophysiological basis? Basically, I just love to hear everyone's thoughts on how this might help the efforts of making a link between biology and psychology. Is it even important? Should we bother with searching for potential links between biology and psychology? And then any other questions that I might not have thought of, I really look forward to hearing about and reading in the discussion board. But thank you again for everyone's time.